Some of my favorite heroes and archetypes in all of fiction are the lone wolf character. Characters like Batman. I love Batman. He's brooding, he's mysterious, he has flaws. Look at this man and tell me he's not incredibly flawed. He overcomes those flaws. You have characters even in a fantasy setting like Geralt from the Witcher series. All of these characters are incredibly rich and layered and complicated, and that's what makes them so great of characters for narratives, whether it be in books or in movies or video games. However, there is a slight disconnect between what we read in fiction versus what we play on the tabletop. Now, hear me when I say this. D&D, first and foremost, is a game with a social contract. Everyone is taking time out of their busy schedules to come together for this combined and shared experience. And so the last thing that anybody wants to happen is for roleplay to be on a roll and going. Everyone's laughing, the bard's cracking jokes, the cleric is doing cleric-y things, and then it comes to your fourth player at the table and they say, I give it up, I take my ale, and I go sit in the corner. Not only has this player removed themselves from the roleplay, they've actively stopped the roleplay that's going on, ceasing the fun for everybody else, and also caused the game to come to just a complete and utter halt. I've got 3 tips here that should hopefully bridge the gap between characters that we read in stories or play in video games and characters that we want to play in our role-playing games. So that you have options to play characters like the Batman, Geralt of Rivia, or even Din Djarin from Star Wars. All right, tip number 1. Your lone wolf characters, they need to be reluctant, but willing. The important part is the willing there. They need to have some sort of motivation, just like any good character, to stick around with the group. And that is on the onus of the DM and the player playing the lone wolf to make sure that they're not impeding on the fun of everyone else at the table. So, whether that's simply as this group makes me money, and money buys me alcohol, and alcohol makes me forget the pain of the past, and forgetting the pain of the past makes me feel whole inside, great, wonderful. It could be as complicated as, hey, the specific tribe of goblins that we're hunting down, they burned down my farm. And so now it's a personal vendetta I have against them. In addition to that, take the bait when your other players are role-playing with you. If they're asking like stupid, simple questions of like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite type of music? And stuff that your character wouldn't typically respond to or has little to no interest in, that's fine. Your character should have something that's sort of like rehearsed. They have this sitting in the back of their mind that is just autopilot response to these answers. At least there's a response to the answers and give something of your other players to bounce off of. Tip number 2 is what I'm calling give your character a window or a crack in the facade. Okay, give them something from their past that they've held on to all this time. It could be a gift from a loved one, but I highly recommend doing something that's actually like, that they're actively doing. Okay, having a token and memoriam is nice, but do something of like, he paints, she plays music, she plays a lullaby, he does wood carvings, whatever that were taught to them by someone that was influential to them. And that's something that they can latch onto and do. Number 1, gives you something to do in downtime. And number 2 is full of roleplay fodder for your other players at the table to interact with and your DM to interact with. Creating a lone wolf character, you tend to sort of just lean in one direction. And I think it's really important to make sure this character is multifaceted and that they have other interests other than revenge or money or whatever. Like that can still be their driving factor for kind of expand their horizons a bit, okay? And I'm not saying you open up first thing. Okay, an example of a window of a character that I want to play. He's an ex-soldier, he's a marksman, and he paints every night before going to bed. It's the same painting and he's consistently working on it. He's probably not very good at it, let's be honest, stat-wise. He probably has a fairly low charisma score. But he paints nonetheless. Why? Who's to say? Could it be because of a lost loved one? Could it be because of a mentor that taught him this? It contrasts so well with a character that is so brutal and ruthless on the battlefield, and yet at camp, he's making art. Like that contrast is what makes the character interesting. The second option for a window or a crack in the facade is another player at the table, actually. And this one is where it gets really exciting. Just like Geralt, just like Bruce, there are characters that they interact with all the time that sort of speak for them. With Bruce, many times it's Lena. With Geralt, it's Jaskier, right? Like the two of them going on adventures. Geralt is the muscle of the group and Jaskier is the mouthpiece, okay? So partnering up at the beginning, at around session 0 with your other players, I think this is a fantastic moment to begin to sort of interweave and intertwine your stories together. And doing so makes the grumpy Geralt of your party less so, because the Jaskier is there to lighten up the mood. Not that the window into your character is like a sidekick to you, so get rid of that notion entirely. They'll have their own backstory and their own fun stuff, but like, we're talking about the lone wolf right now. And last but not least, the third tip, do not leave your character stagnant. Now that's kind of just a rule of thumb for any character. Character growth and development is the reason that we play these games. It's escapism, it's becoming something that we're not, and it's also changing into something better. Something that we can't become either in real life or what we strive to become in real life, all right? So regardless if you're playing a lone wolf character or not, your character should be changing. They should be growing. To play the first few sessions with your cards pretty close to the chest, I think that's more than acceptable. Leave an air of mystery. You're not gonna open up to just anybody you see walking down the street, nor would you in real life. At least I wouldn't, that's just not my personality. But on the other hand, be willing to share when the time comes. When trust is earned and given, that's when the magic and roleplay begins to take hold. If you begin to think of your character's story as broken down into a 3-act structure, the Lone Wolf's Act 1 is where he's the grumpiest, okay? Don't be afraid to speed through Act 1, all right? I'm not saying jump and skip ahead, clean through it. Spend some time there to make the arc actually matter, but do not drag your feet in Act 1. No one wants grumpy sitting in the corner Geralt for the first 30 sessions of their D&D campaign. I know this has been a more chill, kind of laid back video. That's why I need to get to red. More laid back video. Some other projects I've got down the pipeline are really involved and are gonna take a lot more time. And so this was kind of just a little fireside chat. I'm sorting some magic cards. We're talking about D&D character builds and character like philosophy. And so just something that's kind of been on my heart, and it's something that I'm interested in doing, the chance that I get to be a player the next time as we're wrapping up our current D&D campaign. That's been going on for 2.5 years now. Like, I'm finally excited to be a player. And so, yeah, I figure some of the mental gymnastics that I've been working through, I'd share with you. If you have any other thoughts or comments about like how to play these types of characters or any suggestions, go ahead and throw it down in the comments below. I'd love to read them and take some more inspiration for a character that I would like to play someday. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you found it interesting, entertaining, or any way inspirational, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd be greatly appreciative of that. So don't forget to check the comments down below and see what other people are sharing. I'm sure they've got a lot more wisdom to share than just me. I'm just one voice and I'm just one DM sitting in my basement sorting magic cards. So with that, I'll see you on the next one. None of these are in their right spot now. BT dubs. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in their right spot, and then I'll get up and stop the recording because it's gonna drive me nuts if they're not in their right order of sleeves. Why would I put that card in? Okay, whatever. I'm not putting those in the binder. I'm putting the Cleric class in because it's fun, but I'm not putting Snakeskin Veil in the trade binder. Are you kidding me?